make you unashamed, and the comics are your estate. Put a little madness in your life. Go give your mind a cleanse. Tune in with pops and friends. Just turn on your Roku box and then put a little madness in your life. Put a little madness in your life. Yeah, yeah. Put a little madness in your life.
Once upon a modern time, in a little cul-de-sac, black characters from myth and rhyme decided to come back. They moved into a cuter house, they bought a boat and car, they got a job, they got a spouse, they're ready to go far. This modern life, with all its strife, is wilder than before. You won't forget the day you met the fables next door. You won't forget the day you met the fables next door.
When the night is cold and dark, he leaps out with a spark. Rebounds flying through the sky, saving lives, no reason why. Bounce back hero, never stays low. Up he goes to the danger zone. Bounce back hero, watch him grow. On his own, he's all homegrown. Villains think they own the town, but rebound always comes around. Fast and strong, he'll never break. Always ready for the stake. Bounce back hero, never stays low. Up he goes to the danger zone. Bounce back hero, watch him grow. On his own, he's all homegrown. Bounce back hero, never stays low. Up he goes to the danger zone. Bounce back hero, watch him grow. On his own, he's all homegrown. Whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show Rising Star Comics. Thank you, everybody. Tyson, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally here, and it feels good to have it out.
It does. I was looking through our old DMs. I was like, wow, because you tried to crowdfund this before, and it just fell short.
Well,
And
actually, that wasn't it. This is the first time I've launched, but what happened was I've had really bad luck with artists, and then I had changed twice over, and now I got this new artist, but he's fantastic, so he's going to be sticking with me as long as he wants to.
well, that's good. That's good. And it's just to be clear that you're funded. How close is the book to being completed?
Oh, the book actually, I have all of the art done. I have all of it drawn, and I have all but 4 pages colored. So, and I have most of the pages that were 8 lettered. So that's they'll be done real quick once we're done with this.
The fact that they're all drawn, that's the big part of the battle. I mean, you can always find another letterer, you can always find another colorist, uh, but to get a consistent look in art, you can't have somebody drop out halfway through on you.
Yeah, and this guy, his name is Zilson Costa from Brazil. He's a fantastic artist. My friend Ron, he recommended him to me, and he's been a miracle for me.
There are a lot of artists coming out of Brazil lately. I know that Glasshouse Studio employs a lot of them through Dave
Oh
Campiti.
yeah,
So
I remember hearing this joke that it's like comic book artists have to be contributing a lot to the Brazil's GDP at this point.
yes, yes. In fact, I have an 8-page story in an upcoming anthology, and I cast around for an artist that I could afford, and I got Mark Oliver out of Brazil. And he turned in 8 pages for The Clock, so we'll be looking forward to seeing that someday.
Yeah, this guy's really good. He's also consistent and fast. Like that's a rare combination. It turns out.
Yeah, and why don't I just bring it up here because people can see the style that he's using here. This is so
That's actually
Humberto
different.
Ramos. It's
That
a different
the
artist.
guy who the guy who made the cover is a different artist, but
Okay,
like that was a what's his name? Facundo Moyano from Argentina. The interior there. There we go. That's him.
yeah. Now this is now. Of course, everyone's gonna say this looks very Spider-Man-ish, but there's
Ye-
a lot of heroes without capes that jump around that
Yeah,
aren't
I mean,
Spider.
I can't deny he's like the key influence. I was trying to capture that feel of the classic Spider-Man, especially like the '80s and '90s era, because I feel like that's missing. So, yeah, and I can't. I also, well, I can't deny he draws a really good cityscapes there. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was kind of blown away when I first saw this page and how well he drew it.
So to differentiate him from what I just said there about the Spider-Man thing, who is Rebound? What makes him stand apart from every other hero out there? Why is he
Rebound,
unique?
he's a superhero who has tactile telekinetic abilities. Like he has this telekinetic field that projects from his mind around his body that gives him enhanced abilities like super strength, agility, reflexes, and he uh he can rebound off of objects. Like that's how he travels, and he can also use his telekinetic or TK energy for other things. Like they can charge up his fists with it, or he can charge up his feet with it to jump and stuff like that.
Okay. So he's kind of got he absorbs kinetic sort of like kinetic energy when he hits something he just uses that to bounce the other direction with
Sort
his
of. That's
telekinetic field.
I think that the tactile telekinetic part, I think, was inspired off of like Superboy. Like I
Yeah.
was reading like about that stuff, and when I was trying to come up with the character, like I came up with multiple concepts, and that just kind of clicked with me. Like that was something that seemed pretty cool and different from the usual telekinetic thing where you just lift objects with your mind.
Right. I had trouble with it actually because I was like when he started doing tactile telekinesis, I'm like, well, that just means you can move something with your mind if you're touching it. And I'm like, I'm moving this pen with tactile telekinesis. I'm touching it, and my mind is telling my hand to move it. So it's, the whole point of telekinesis to me was that you're not touching it. So what does it mean for rebound that his telekinesis is tactile?
Oh well, it means instead of using it to lift objects with his mind, like it normally, it applies to his whole body. So it's like he's enhanced.
So he's using telekinesis pretty much on himself to
Yeah.
augment
And,
what he can
he
already
has
lift.
other ways to use it too, but I probably shouldn't get into that here. That I'll save that for later.
Okay. Um, some more of these interiors here. Now, one of the things I like about this is page one, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's already a hero. We don't need to see, any parents die. We don't need to see, lab experiments go wrong. But are we going to get some kind of an origin story in issue
Oh
one?
yes, I included a flashback sequence in the book. It'll explain how he got his powers.
Because
I wanted to
I
make sure I included that because I it would bug me if I just wrote the story without any origin and we had no idea where he comes from and he just exists. So I made sure to include that. And when ran it by my friends, they said it was pretty seamlessly integrated. So that's good.
that's good. Yeah, I mean, a good origin story can be told in a page,
Mhm.
sometimes two. Now you can go back to it and like, hey, let's tell the entire thing in like a 6-issue miniseries, but you shouldn't have to go, 2, 3 issues before your hero becomes the hero. Uh,
Mm.
and you definitely shouldn't go a single issue without knowing what your hero's powers are. Uh,
Yeah.
not that not that anybody would ever do that. So he's got the who is Rebound when he's not Rebound? Let's
Oh,
start
his name
there.
is Kyle Mercer. He's a postgraduate from high, like he's 19 years old, and he's just trying to. Well, right now he's trying to get a job. He's still living with his mom because it's super expensive in New York, obviously. And he's got a girlfriend who's wealthy, but he doesn't want to live off of her either because he doesn't want to freeload. So he's kind of trying to get his place in life outside of hero work.
When I'm assuming we'll see it in the origin story, but what is it that drives him to use his abilities to be a superhero rather than, a circus performer or a prize
Oh,
fighter?
well, basically, well, much like any superhero, he has a dead parent. His father was murdered in front of him, and that's what drove him to becoming a hero, and that his memory, like that's alluded to in the flashback, but it's not fully shown in this issue, but it'll be important later.
All right. Uh, why comics, Tyson? Why are you wanting to get into this business that breaks so many people's hearts?
Oh, well, because I'm a storyteller, I have a lot of passion for writing and creating, and this seemed like the best place for me because it just seemed like a natural fit, and I have a lot of different ideas. So here we go. I, comics are a visual medium, and I have a lot of cool visual ideas, and the other visual mediums are probably a lot harder to get into.
It's it's always been a business with those other mediums of who that's already
Plus,
in there somehow.
plus, this crowdfunding thing really has opened up a lot of doors. It's made it
Yeah,
much easier than it's ever been to get into it because you can just do your own thing.
yeah. Anybody can. Not anybody can sell a comic, but anybody can make a comic. If you put out a good product, then it will start. It should start selling. Um, There've been exceptions. Hopefully, this isn't going to be one of them. We've already seen it funded. You had a modest goal, $500, and honestly, folks, that's not paying for the book. That's not even really paying for the artist at this point. But
Yeah, I said it low
1,300 is not.
because I already had the most of the book paid for, and I just wanted to get it out there. So,
So, what do you recall what was going on when the idea of rebound first entered your mind, or is it more of a slow, amorphous
well, it's funny.
evolving?
There was a lot of phases, but basically, I actually came up with an idea for a team book. Well, it's funny. First, I came up with Rebound, then I came up with the team book idea because I felt like I need all these different characters to sell it. But then I went back to Rebound because that was the most developed idea. But basically, like he was going to be one of the main characters of this team called the Street Soldiers, and it was going to be like a new Warriors type book, but I mean, not like the 2020 new Warriors, but like the original. And but I just the other characters weren't so well developed, and Rebound was, and I felt like it was better focused on quality over quantity, and so it went back to Rebound, and he became the sole focus. Coil was also going to be part of this team. The antagonist, his story was going to be he's going to be a villain who just turned to a hero reluctantly, but now he's the bad guy here. So
Okay. So you haven't given up on all the other characters. They're still going to be
not
around to flesh out
necessarily,
this universe?
not necessarily. If I can find the place to put him in there, I totally will.
Are
Especially because they
you
got most of their designs made, except for one because I abandoned the idea before I got his design made, but yeah, it's just like I say, quality over quantity. If it's best to start small with one really good idea than start big with a mediocre idea.
Yep, I agree with that. Um, with the focus being on rebound right now, is that going to be do you have a broader plan for the future?
Oh yeah, I have other ideas for titles within this universe. I'm not sure if I should exactly give all of them away here, but I definitely want to expand on this universe I'm building.
Uh, how big of a story is the tale of rebound? I mean, is this a one and done kind of story, or do you have like a 12-issue arc in mind, or
Oh, it's
several shorter arcs of an ongoing?
that's a good question. I do have an ongoing plan. I actually written out quite a few scripts ahead of time, and I hope if this takes off, I'll be able to create them, and then I'll be able to put them in a trade paperback and all that stuff. Like I've written quite a few stories with this character, and it's pretty handy because, well, I'm going to let you just know now. I have issue two all drawn out and right now because I had the script ready for it.
Excellent. So
So
so as soon as this is fulfilled, you'll be launching book 2.
yeah, it was important for me to be able to do that because I didn't want to make people wait too long and lose interest.
Yes. That's one of the hard things about crowdfunded comics is that it's a long process to get the campaign done, funded, and then, most people at that point say, "Okay, let's start making a comic." Well, what were you doing before that, right? Um, so
Yeah,
so it ends up being at least a year between comics, sometimes 4. Um,
yeah,
and,
that's
people do lose interest.
that's what I was taking after trying to be like the ones who are really professional. Like iconic comics in particular has been really on top of things. I mean, like Common America, they come out with 3 books a year, but those books
Yeah.
are like 72 pages, so that's like getting 3 issues there. And I heard of Miskatonic High getting regular stories out, and let's see some other ones I can't name right now, but I wanted to be able to be on top of things because I don't want to make people wait too long, and I have too many stories to wait to wait that long myself.
Yeah, Miskatonic High, Grandma Chainsaw. There's a bunch of people out there who get a book out and then get the next book out and then get the next book out. So
Yeah, I'm
uh,
hoping to be able to do that.
it's doable. We just have to find the people who are doing that and then do what they do. Everybody, so they
That's
so
why
you
I
can
made
keep
sure to
up.
get this book done ahead of time, and I got the next issue done, and I'm working on the third one right now. It's it's really helpful when you have such a great artist who's very fast and reliable. I'll tell you that.
I can imagine. Uh, so this is a 48-page first issue special kind of deal for only $15. That's cheap for crowdfunded books because usually they're 20 or higher, especially for 48 page.
Yeah, want to keep it affordable. I mean, there is an extra, I guess, $8 for to cover the shipping costs, but that's understandable. Like that, I think most people charge around that much for shipping. So
Yeah, between 8 to 10. That's what we
yeah,
always recommend when someone comes to us and says, "Hey, what should I charge for my shipping?"
and
Um,
subsequent issues are going to be like 22 pages on average. So and it's going to be the same price. So the idea is I want to get a lot of people. I want to get people into this story with an extra large more content, and then I'll release smaller regular issues at the same price and keep it affordable.
so you got at least 3 so far variant covers here. You've
Yeah, I
got
got 5 in total.
5 in total. Okay, so that's a chore because you got to contact all these different artists and say, "Hey, I need a cover. Hey, let's get a different cover. Hey, let's get a different cover."
Well,
Um,
you could say that, but they were content at different times in the comics development, and you probably know this is at a long development time. But
Now, see, this is a Ms. Crimson cover art. This
yeah,
this doesn't look like an artist name. This looks like a character name to me. Is this?
yeah, it's the alias or anonymous creator who worked on this book called Overmind that I really liked.
Oh, I think I've actually heard of that one. Uh, all right, and then Renzo Rodriguez. There's a name I've heard.
Yeah, he was really excited about this one. I like, and I'm glad.
Yeah, that might be the cover I get. I like Renzo's work. And then cover E from Zilson Costa. Are the covers over here on the? Yes,
Yeah,
they are. Here we got big pictures here. So here's the cover by Facundo Mayana, and this is big street scene coming right at you. Excellent placement of the hero here. I mean, your diagonal line from top to bottom corner cuts right through bisects the hero's body just like a comic book cover's supposed to, according to the rules.
that one's by Pal Rodrigues. That's him with his girlfriend. I mean, she doesn't
Kyle
know.
Rodriguez.
She doesn't know that he's a superhero right now, and it's not exactly a scene from the book, but I liked it, so I made that scene there.
I'm glad he's got a girlfriend. Is he a nerdy kind of guy or is he
He is kind of nerdy. He he does like some of the geeky stuff. He's also a fan of like classic '80s music because of his dad, and he ended up getting a girlfriend that was way out of his league, and he'd be the first to admit it. But he was able to charm her when he first asked her out. But that comes later.
Here is, of course, the one we just talked about by Ms. Crimson. This is more like a giant panel battle scene here.
Yeah, I was trying. I liked her style because I was aiming for like a retro type of look.
Well, the cars definitely give it a retro look. These are like
Oh
PT
man.
Cruisers.
Huh.
And this is, I take it is this Coyle, the bad
Yeah.
guy who becomes the good guy?
Well, I'm not sure if he becomes a good guy now, but that was the original plan. We'll see.
Okay.
And then there's the Renzo cover.
Now he's accompanied by somebody else in this picture here.
Yeah, his name is Armor 5. He's another superhero who appears in this book. Like, I put him in there to establish that other heroes are in this universe, basically, and hopefully, my friends told me it was integrated pretty well. So hope people like it.
So these heroes that we're seeing on the cover, heroes and villains, are they all going to appear in the story at some level?
Yes, like I wouldn't put a character that appears on the cover that's not in the book. Like that would be false advertising, I think.
Yeah. It happens. Some people do it.
Yeah,
Just to get the character in print and say, look, there he is. We own him. That's ours.
yeah, I know.
So we'll get a pretty well-rounded view of the universe here in this introductory issue.
Yeah,
And then this is the cover E by Z Costa. This one's a very nice close-up of the fight between Coil and Rebound.
yeah. Yeah, it is. He's just as good cover as he is with the interiors too. So I knew I had to get a cover from the interior artist for this. So
Yes.
here we go.
I'm trying to place where I've seen the style before, and I can't. There's somebody who yeah, every artist reminds you of some other artist that you read somewhere, and I'm sure it was another Brazilian artist too, because it's that specific style that comes from the southern hemisphere. And of course, you can combine copies.
Yeah, I thought that would be a good deal. Again, give it to a friend or donate to charity or keep it as a spare or something. Just it seemed like a good idea. So
Yeah,
I put it
I
there.
wish that this is something where Fund My Comic works and Kickstarter doesn't, because you got get two copies of Rebound covers of your choosing, um, but they don't have like the place where you could click down a list and say, "Give me this cover and this cover," or
Oh
do
yeah,
they? I mean,
I think yeah, I think I might contact them or something. Like I'll ask them what covers they want.
yeah, okay.
And then there's the
Retailer
retail.
bundles. I
No
love
one's
seeing
backed
these.
that one yet, but hopefully I'll get that. Of course, I would love to see my book in stores, but maybe that might be in the future.
We should talk.
Oh yeah,
Um, and then you can get all 5 covers for $75. So that's, hey, 15 times 5 is right at $75. So that works out. In case you just can't make up your mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah, this
last
is always popular. People love these things to get drawn in.
yeah, and plus you get all 5 covers as well. So for $250, and someone actually backed that.
You've got a backer. So are you limiting that one to any
To four,
particular 4?
uh,
Okay.
up to 4 of them. Yeah, because there's only so much space to draw them. So
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to have a crowd scene if you had like 100 people say, "Draw me in."
hmm.
Oh, I see. I was looking for a never mind. Never mind,
Oh,
it scrolled the wrong direction on me.
plus, okay, here's a funny story with that one. That one says it's all gone. I made a mistake. I put a shipping cost on the PDF. I don't know how that happened, and someone pointed that out to me, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I canceled that, and then I put up a new one without it. I'm glad someone pointed that out before too many people backed it, though, because that would
Yeah.
have been embarrassing.
Well, it costs money to ship bits and bytes across the interwebs these days.
Huh.
Um, now,
Oh yeah, that's a pinup that you get if you back the physical book. You'll get it for free. Like the first 100 will get it for free. So
okay, so we need 100 people. Um, to actually scroll up. You're down to 55 backers who have the chance to get this pinup of Sistema.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's a nice bonus. So you'll get it with the book, and you can put it on the wall or something.
Oh yeah, this is now I don't remember this name coming across here. Edu Souza. Did he draw one of the covers or anything
No,
else in the book?
he just drew that, but he's been quite prolific on social media. He's a great artist, so I contacted him, and he was really good. He really performed up to my standard, and I love it.
Yeah, there's an X-Men '97 vibe going on here, um, and since that's coming back around, good time to catch in
Yeah,
on it. You got some add-ons. If you want your book signed, it's $5 extra. You can get more other copies of the book, so you don't have to back multiple times to get the things you want. You got
and
a
you get a
foil
foil.
variant here now.
Not sure if anyone's got that yet, but I thought it'd be a nice thing if people wanted it.
Yeah, I'm surprised those are add-ons and not tiers. Usually,
Oh,
that's a more of a top level kind of item.
yeah, I guess I'm working with this team called Metal Ninja Studios, and they put it as add-ons. So uh, maybe I'll put them as tiers next time, but we'll see where I go with that.
Yeah, I would have done that. Here you mentioned the 100 backers. The first 100 backers get that Sistema art print. How big is that? Do you know? Is that like comic sized or larger?
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to look into that. But I think it'll be pretty decent size.
Okay. Then if you hit, I'm going to assume that's $5,000. There
Yeah,
will be some trading cards added to this.
y-
A set of four looks like a set of four.
yeah,
And then mysteries abound. 6,000 get another free art print. Uh, by Tad artist, really? Uh,
TBD.
oh, okay, that makes better sense then. That font looked like that'd be a great name for an artist. What's your name, Tad? What's your last name? Artist.
And then yeah, next one, if we get to 750, we'll get an art gallery in
And for 12.5, we'll throw in a sneak peek of Rebound number 2, so you'll get basically some more pages at the back of the book there.
there. Yeah, of course. We'll see if we get that far, but I figure it'd be nice to at least plan it that far ahead, just in case.
Okay, now I've got to tell your colorist there are other shades of pink other than the pink of her cheeks.
Oh,
There's very little difference between the sweater and her neck.
oh,
Come on now, seriously?
oh. Well, oh yeah, I guess that's a good point.
She looks a little underdressed there, just especially since that's his focus. Which he's a dude. We get that. That's where his eyes are going to go. That's where all the readers' eyes are going to go too. It's just could have been maybe a little bit of a different color. Uh,
Maybe I might keep that in mind when we get the book out. Might keep that.
now, see down here is fine. This is perfect. This is a nice pink color right here. This is
Yeah,
the stylish color almost.
yeah, good point. I might keep that in mind for later.
Oh, I just think it's funny. Um, and then while they're outside meeting on the inside, while
Yeah,
the
this is a science expo, and since it's a superhero universe, they have some fantastic technology on display there. So that's that was the idea behind this scene.
looks like Mega Man is on display here on the stage.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, just meant to
I
get
thought it
one.
was an homage or something. But
Oh no, well, but it could be.
yeah, we'll say that it is. Say that it is. Then you say, "Hey, find the Mega Man," and you then bring all the Mega Man fans in. Um, Here's Coil and Sistema. I recognize
Yeah,
her. Um, so she's a bad girl.
yeah.
Is she one that like comes around to be like a sort of an anti-hero, or is she like, no, I'm the bad guy all the way?
Well, funny thing, I didn't really decide on that yet because I have all these different ideas, but uh, I don't want, and I also don't want to give away too much right now, so I probably shouldn't answer that anyways.
Okay. Um,
And then Coil crashes
Crashing.
the party.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say, man. You're on the same wavelength with me here. Um, which I assume means there's something in there he needs to steal.
Yes, he actually it's not he actually needs to kidnap the scientist, Anne Kessler is her name. She appears earlier on the screen and she's on the bottom. That's who he's trying to capture because she has some knowledge of some that his boss needs.
Gotcha. So, it's time for Rebound to spring into action. This is a great scene here. Look at him jump up, bounce off that building, do a double flip, coming at you here.
Yeah. And then Coil strikes again. They meet again later and they have a fight.
Now, does he have some sort of prescience about?
Oh, yeah, it's like an extension of his tactile telekinetic abilities. He can sense when stuff coming at him is happening because of the field around him. It's like his spider sense. I call it the danger sense.
Okay, so he can sense things coming at him, the force waves in advance of whatever's coming toward
Yeah,
him.
and Coil confronts him, and well, we'll see where that goes.
And he's got throwing discs of some kind
Oh
here.
yeah, that's his impact discs. Like that. That's his signature weapon. Another thing about his powers is he has the ability. He basically has really good aim with throwing stuff because of his tactile telekinetic abilities, like an extension of that. So he built those impact discs to do that for him.
Gotcha.
And
So we're,
there's
we're
my
down to the
artist,
creative.
Zilson Costa, and then my colorist is Javi Lapera. Like, funny story about how I found him. I actually found him because of Arachna. He was the colorist for issue 2, and I really liked it. And I was needing a colorist, so
You all
when
did.
I found his name there, I reached out to him, and he was happy to do it.
Yeah, I've got Arachna. I love that book. It's
Yeah,
another fun book. So let's. So I think we've gone through all the pledges and through all the tiers. Um,
yeah.
so you've got the second one drawn. You're working on writing the third one. Uh, by the
Oh,
third book, are you still telling the same story? Is it like a chapter of an arc, or
um, well, it's funny. Actually, I have the third one written too. I have a lot of them written. I'm working on the art for the third one, but
okay,
it's going to be episodic. I'd say. Oh, whoops. An episodic story. It's not going to be like written for the trade because I don't really like that style too much, and I want to tell these different stories. So it'll be like each story is it can work as their own thing, but also it bleeds into each other because of the plot threads.
yeah. Well, that's how the comics used to be. Is like you pick up a comic, you didn't have to know what happened last issue. Nothing's really going to happen next issue unless they had like a cliffhanger with a new villain showed up uh, to tease you to buy the next one. But you got the whole story. And then,
Yeah,
of course, there was always the subtle undertones. Batman's dating Silver St. Cloud. Oh, she's discovered who he is, but she won't let him know that she knows who he is. Meanwhile, Poison Ivy is slowly taking over city government. Uh, but the crux of the story is, I got to stop Two Face from robbing the bank this issue.
yeah, yeah. I like yeah, I like the way that comics used to be told that way, and I feel like the writing for the trade style kind of set things back. I mean, it works sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah. Once they figured out that they could do trade paperbacks, they had to plan on that because it gave them a wider market. They could get into bookstores.
Yeah,
And then writers started writing toward that goal. They quit writing 22-page one and done stories, and they said, "Oh, I've got 220 pages I can write. Sure, let's do that."
of course. Of course, I do plan to have trade paperbacks in the future. When I get that far. I just there. It just like each story is going to be its own thing, and it'll all tell an overarching plot. I think. Like I like to call this seasons. Like basically, there each season would be like 6 issues or something, and it's like it has
Sure.
overarching plot threads, that type of thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's nothing wrong with trades. It's just that, they became a crutch where a writer could realize a writer could be like, fired after 2 issues, but I've got a long story to tell, 220. I'm on for 10 issues. Can't get rid of me. I've got to finish this long
yeah,
tail here. So,
yeah, I
job
hear you.
security. Um, so delivery October, is that
That's
a
like
conservative estimate or?
yeah, I'm hoping I'm actually really hoping I can deliver sooner, but I'm being safe with that. We'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna since I have the book mostly done, I'm gonna just get the last little bit finished and I'll get it out there. Hopefully it'll be sooner than that, but we'll see.
Right. Are you working on any other titles, writing wise? I mean, you had the idea
Yeah,
before, and
yeah, I am. I have different ideas, but I'm not going to give them away just yet because it's probably not a good idea to tell right now. But I do have other stories planned. I'll just say that.
okay. Well, folks, if this is intriguing you, the link to this is right below the video if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, if you're watching through Twitter, and it looks like a bunch of you are, I'm going to put the link in the chat here solely so that I can highlight it and you can pause the video at this point and type it in. Of course, if somebody, people on Twitter, you can comment under a video if you want to type it in underneath the video. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Then other people can click on it and get to it. Uh, $15 for a comic, 48 page. That's a great deal for this. The art looks great. Uh, you know, we know the story style is something that's worked for a long time. I almost thought these banners here they look like they're in Chinese.
Oh,
Is
um, oh, in the background, yeah, I think they are, but maybe he's like in the that's like a Chinese restaurant or something.
He's in Chinatown. He's
We
in
can
the
just say
Chinatown
that.
district. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Gray Wolf, the art does look really, really good. This is, of course, the cover by different artists, but to make sure you see the interior art, that
Oh yeah,
the standard artist, this guy right here.
yeah. Zilson Costa did an amazing job. That's why I'm going to be sticking with him, and he'll be doing this as long as he wants to, and hopefully he'll always want to.
All right. Well, Tyson, it's been good getting with you again. Glad to see that this is coming to full fruition for you.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I'm glad too.
I'm interested in seeing this. So I've got to make sure that I get this one backed. I haven't backed a lot of comics lately.
Oh, nice. Got a new backer
I
there.
need to get look at that. Look at that. We got a shake and bake moment here. I've got to find my shake and bake because this is what we do whenever we get a backer during camp during a
It's
show.
shake and bake, and I help.
So whoever it was that helped, thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So that now there's only 54 of those
Wha-
free prints left
Oh,
of Sistema.
I should also mention that if we pass the mark, and it'll be available as a paid add-on after that. That just like the first 100 will be free. So
Oh, okay. Perfect then. All right. Well, Tyson, again, glad to have you on. Come
glad to
back
be
when
here.
you got issue 2. We'd love to see it.
Oh yeah, and I have more stories to tell, and uh, I won't give them away yet. But once I come out with those titles, I'll be happy to come back for those too.
I want to see Rising Star Comics become a full-fledged universe. Um,
Thanks, man, and I hope to see it become that as well.
all right. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. We don't have a show without you. We're just a podcast falling in the woods otherwise with nothing to say. So we're glad that you're here and that you are supporting the creators that we have on here to promote. Uh, and of course, while you were all here, we just hope you had a blast. Good night, everybody.